any extra time recovering from our wounds. Let's back to the dungeon and let's finish the Norns. But yeah, if I had fled at around 70 hit points, then A, I could have made it back to the fountains here. B, I could have just waited for the Talon Smile to heal me back to full, which would have taken a long while. After the battle, you notice the bodies of dozens of small creatures lying about, apparently sacrificed by the Norns and their puppet disciples. Whatever these creatures are, they weren't able to withstand the object which was used to end their life. So we have a chest here. We found a weapon, which should be the Plate of Sacrifice, indeed. And there are remains of Pathrak here in this corner for whoever might need it as a part of their guild quests. I think it's a sorcerer quest to locate the remains of Pathrak. But yeah, we should be able to return the quest to Lord Garrick now and get our next reward. But since I'm nowhere near leveling up, I won't be heading back to the surface just yet. I actually want to heal up here for a bit, and luckily it is healing us at a pretty nice pace. Our abilities have increased from what they were previously. I don't think artisans get any multiple swings ever from their guild, nor critical hits or backstabbing abilities. So I might want to start considering multiclassing when I reach artisan level. What was it? 28? I think it was possibly 28. Because there's an established hit point route that you are supposed to take if you want lots of hit points. Because the guilds give you more hit points in certain level ranges. The warrior guild gives you the most hit points until level 25. So your first highest 20 level should be warrior if you want to go the full route. Then you multiclass to artisan, I guess, and level it up to 28. And then you multiclass to warlock and level it up to 31. And after that you only get 2 hit points per level from that point onwards. And you do not gain hit points retroactively by increasing your constitutions. You definitely want to have your constitution score maxed out before you advance any levels, because your constitution affects the hit points you gain from leveling up a lot. That's what I think at least think the hit points route was, but it's difficult to say. They might have done some changes, and because Saris cannot even join the warriors, then the route here might be different. Dark giants. Found a weapon. Bronze mace. That's a diviner, I think. Diviners are mages who have lots of hit points, but they do not cause heavy wounds. So their something of a side grade from some of the creatures. And those are red gremlins. They're invisible and they steal. And they might also be more than we can handle at this point. I'll re-enter to check if they are still aggroed at me. They probably are. Yes. So... No, dungeon read. You're worth a lot of hit points. No, not hit points. But you do have a lot of hit points, worth a lot of experience points. More red. No, they're actually peaceful now. Plenty Fraps. I don't remember those from the Rise of Kutan version. But they seem to be aggro. So let's leave them alone for now. Actually, no, they're peaceful now. But yeah, this is the entrance to the Dwarven Mines. A location which players visit a lot. Because there are dwarves here. And also twisted dwarves, but the dwarves here are worth some experience and they have some pretty nice items, but if they're aggroed, then you might have a difficult time with them. Twisted dwarves carry charisma increasing equipment, and those are real dwarves and they hit like hell. Particles. Is that the healing dust? Did we get our first healing item? Yes, that's the healing dust. Awesome. And we'll probably die if we go through this door, so let's not. That's the first room with Dwarven guards, and they don't like intruders. They actually also aggro at you if you take a step in the room that they are in. They don't initially aggro at you, but if you move deeper in the room, they will. And that also means that the normal dwarves in that room will also attack you. And I don't really have the stats to take them on at this point. Or the items. Accept this quest and the cost of your next level increase will be merely 1 gold piece. How about no? We do not want these random quests because they can sometimes be quite terrible to complete. But yep, mace is a slight upgrade over the bronze sword, which means that we do not want it. The iron mace is a slight upgrade over the iron sword, which means that we do not want it either. You know, the blade of sacrifice here. I'm not sure if you can sell it to the shop. And this should be a potion of leadership. We'll sell for some money. Evil Potion of Leadership, which we'll also sell. And this should be Tome of Leadership, I guess. Yeah. Because the Twisted Dwarves give you Charisma equipment. And then we have the Healing, Dust of Healing, which has no requirements save the level. So we might want to hold on to these. We can combine them together, which means that their charges will be added up and they'll take less inventory space, but if you're unlucky, then some evil thief might be able to steal them from us. So to be on the safe side, you probably want to keep them separate. Because it really hurts later on in the game that you have this one item of healing that has 600 charges and it suddenly gets destroyed or stolen. And that's something you might want to take precautions against. Wink wink. Lord Garrix takes the dagger from your hands and examines it. This is a magical item that is definitely not constructed by those disgusting creatures. I believe the next step is to find out where they got it and its real purpose. He gives the dagger back to you and snaps his fingers. Bring their reward. Steel plate armor, good aligned. We just received word of a great swamp that exists in the depths below. Since history tells us that the mines were carved by hand, the existence of this area may suggest that it is much larger and deeper than we anticipated. Therefore, I wish you to visit this place and explore it. Bring back any important information or items that you might happen across. I think it's the swamp key that we need to bring back. Sure if I will be able to complete it in this recording session. I mean, I could rush ahead and do it, but it might be difficult because it's on, I don't know, dungeon level 7 or 8. I'm actually doing rather well with my first character as a Saris artisan. Usually I've been going with Ogre artisan as my first, because ogres have the best constitution stat of all the races, so they get possibly more hit points in the beginning, especially for a first character that does not have the means to raise those stats to their max before leveling up. And protection. No, just leather gloves. And here I was hoping for Nugena gloves or something of that kind. I don't know, even iron gauntlets would be welcome at this point. I'm just not sure what drops them. Oh, it reset this room. That was a very beneficial trap to fail disarming. It actually pinned us. let's get back to the town and level up twice. This bone dagger is cursed, so let's hold on to it for now. Oh! Thank you! Velcon gives us 90% poison resistance, not class restricted, also gives us 3 defense. And it's properly aligned as well. So was it possible to sell this to the store? Ah, yes it was. Now we now have another bone dagger. Do we have any quests here that we can try to get? Does not really look like it. So let's sell one of these bone daggers for 195. Let's visit the tavern keeper to see if he has something of use here. Oh, that's a steel helmet. Iron dagger, I think. You can't actually see this pop up, I just realized. So it's 1,136 to get the helmet. Yeah, we can actually equip it. That's very useful. I don't actually want to swing by the slavers again, because there should be some experience points there to be had. This room here should always have a pseudo-dragon spawn. Indeed. There's an item on the ground here to pick up. I think it might have been the Explorer's Guild floor plans, but I'm not sure. So, part of maybe Thief Guild quests. First we kill our way to the teleporter that lets us to leave really fast the dungeon, so that once we go have a brawl with the slave driver again, we should be able to at least safely escape. ants. At least they weren't aggro. But yeah, my attack and defense values start to be at levels where I should be able to handle these enemies here. But yeah, the single player in this game is pretty much meant to be played with a group of 4 characters, and I'm doing this solo for now. If you were to play the multiplayer, then you'll be restricted to 1 character per player. And we cannot actually... No, actually we could escape eventually. And it's really different, the multiplayer experience, from the single player experience. But I haven't really played multiplayer in this game since I don't know, 12 years ago. I'm not sure. But yeah, in single player all the characters move as a single group, but in multiplayer each player guides their own character, so when they enter rooms they have to do it properly. It won't automatically move the entire group inside. We have 2 potions of agility, which is nice. Let's sell them both. We have gloves of the black guard as well. Wonder if we want to hold on to them. We probably do. But yeah, let's finish the slave driver now. We didn't have full hit points when we last went there, so our fighting ability was also impaired. But now that we're at full, we should be able to handle them with ease, I guess. Should we try our luck with the ants? We are close to leveling up, so let's give it a try. And we died. I probably want even higher defense before I start causing trouble with those buggers. Actually, there's something on the ground here. Liquid. No, we have a crystal of healing now. Did these have any stats requirements? No, they do not. So let's hold on to that one as well. I seem to be hesitating a lot when it comes to using the healing items that I've obtained so far. I'm a thrifty person like that, I guess. Even though I realized that having used them would have meant that I would have died less. But somehow my brain doesn't actually want to register that causality there. Actually, what I probably want to do is to head back to the 5th dungeon level to see if I can find some Nastrums there to kill. Maybe get a unicorn horn from them. Yeah, we have now mushrooms here. And we didn't die. Let's heal back to full. The Anastrums have Stoning Touch and they have a pretty good attack stat as well. Luckily we have a 90% Stoning resistance, so if we get the first hit in and we do not manage to kill them, then we should not die always. We should die often but not always, because RNG hates me, so even with 10% chance it pops up amazingly often. And back to healing, thanks to that Fate Trap. It is very seldom that the Fate Trap actually heals you or your spell points to higher values than they were, even though it's definitely capable of doing so. Now we have Ring of Traps. I'm not actually sure what this number here means. It means something to do with the level you have, but does it actually influence directly in some sort of success formula? Or is this fighting number that we have 0 of like a fixed damage bonus to your hits? Not sure. But yeah, I probably want to keep talking while we regen, because otherwise this would just be dead content, which might be most of my content. Oops. Anyways, we are nearing artisan level 30, after which our level related attack and defense gains should come to a halt, because artisan gives you elevated rate until level 30, which should be quite different from the other guilds. But after that it takes a long time for it to be useful again, I guess. Not sure. But we're also level 28, so the next level up we take should only give us 2 hit points, I think, but don't quote me on that. But we get to confirm it ourselves. I wonder how much disk space I have left. Hard to say. My file says 0 kilobits because it's still recording, because I'm using OBS for this. but the OBS itself says something like 1 megabyte per second, and I've been playing for a long time now, so I'll close the recording for a bit and continue to see if it updates. And we are continuing this. You might not see any differences from this halt, but there definitely was one. I'm amazed at how little size the recording takes in this OBS compared to Fraps. I sure hope that the quality is also not horrible because of the space difference. I'll have to see how I modify the footage in VirtualDub before uploading it, if I even need to compress it at all, or if it's observable with this raw footage. I don't know. I haven't used OBS before. Just hoping that I don't end up wasting these 2.5 hours of footage so far. Now we have 3 lesser red dragons. Not as dangerous as it sounds, but they all have breath weapon attacks, so I cannot kill all 3 of them with two attacks, so I will take damage if I try to kill them. There's no getting around it. Not a fate trap. This one increases our spell point by 4. And I don't think we took much hit point damage. And ants. Yeah, this is the danger of adventuring deeper than you can handle. But the twisted dwarves are here. They're good money. And we have bear rats in that room, and they are weapon resistant to our current weapon, so I cannot even harm them. So fighting against them seems like a silly idea. I might want to try and fight against these dwarves here, because there are only 4 of them. And I don't even need to kill them all to become pinned, so let's see how it works. Got 300 experience points from that 3 rounds of fighting, I guess. So let's heal ourselves a bit and continue. We're not pinned. Okay, let's try to survive our way back. They seem to have respawns again here. So this should be 197 after level up. No, we got more hit points. So now do we gain only 2? Well, they seem to have tweaked the values from what they used to be. That's interesting. I'm not complaining, but it just shows that my information is outdated now. I might want to do some research before I start my actual character in this game. Does the tavern I know how anything useful? Does not look like it. It's also been a while since we went and fought the Apollet. I'm not sure what items it can drop, but usually the special creatures have their interesting drop tables. So I might want to explore it at some point. One of the horrifying features in this game is the undead who drain. Because they can not only drain stats, but they can also drain your maximum hit points. Stats you can get back by spending stat increase items, but if they drain your hit points, then the only way to get those hit points back is to keep leveling up and gaining more hit points that way. So they're pretty much a permanent loss, as far as I know. Also, on the forums, it has been pointed out that once you reach level 999, that you'd be immune to hit point training. I don't know. I don't think I've ever even went past level 200 this game, even as a single character. There's a trap chest here, so I might want to try and find against the soldiers and the rowdies. Because if they flee, they leave the chest behind, and it might have some good fighter gear in it. No, only money. It should be mess around with the lesser red dragons now. Let's give it a try. And died. And all these deaths are not unavoidable, but because I want to showcase features of this game, I end up making suicidal decisions and require quest. Just as you try to get out of the training area, Arthur comes towards you. You mutter, "Damn," under your breath. "Hey there, hold up!" He reaches you and puts his arm around you, walking you out. "You're doing a pretty good job, but there's something special I want you to do next." You look at him, smelling the scent of fresh ale on his breath. "I want you to kill me a twisted dwarf!" He laughs. "God damn, do I hate those little bastards." Yeah. That's his impression of doing twisted dwarf. "Man, it's mission of mercy to put them out of their misery. Anyway, go down and kill one, and I'll give you an item that you'll really appreciate. Think of it as a surprise." He begins to walk away and almost stumbles over his own feet. "Good luck." This is not a hard quest by any stretch of imagination, because the twisted dwarves are... Well, considering that you needed to get the journeyman key to reach that point, you know where they spawn. Always, which is the barracks, and where I'm going, the dwarven mines. You're gonna find twisted dwarves there as well. If they've respawned already. Hard to say. But yeah, the red dragons, I should be able to... You're not a red dragon. I could have sworn you were all in the same group just a moment ago. And now I come back to just a single tiny dragon. So this chest here is probably from that one dragon. Yeah, 70 gold. Definitely. And that's another nostril. I don't have enough thieving skill to fight the thugs at this point. They'll end up robbing my items. So I'd rather avoid that outcome. Yeah, this one. I could go to the library, I guess. Or at least explore its entrance. But yeah, I don't really feel like going there that much because I cannot yet see the invisible creatures. But then again, I might want to enter it to get that amulet of ultra vision. But it's a dangerous place and it will be the death of me again. I'll see about killing the twisted dwarves before I go there, so that if I do end up fighting or surviving, then at least I'll have the quest completed. 8 Vomitis Goo here. This is one of the reasons why I chose Saris, because the Vomitis Goos vomit goo! And they deal insane amounts of acid damage as a group of 8. If they were to be aggro, so they're your worst nightmare if you don't resist acid a lot and don't have means of taking care of them. Weapon, is it that Dwarven hammer? Yes, it is. I'm rich! Yeah, looks like all the Twisted Dwarves are still dead. So entering this place, not going to advance the quest line. Oh, 2 dwarves. I should be able to defeat these. These are the Dwarven guards, the first group. There are 3 of them here. Can I actually even talk to them? They don't want to talk to me. Rather they did, but I don't understand Dwarvish, so it only shows as gibberish. If I were to wait here for a long enough time, would they leave this room on their own? Because some groups of enemies do behave like that. Well, I might want to look into finding Twisted Dwarves. Dungeon Weed. We don't see those often. I might actually want to go back to the barracks to see about killing a Twisted Dwarf. But it seems like a busy work, because the Dwarven mine will also reset on its own. So I probably don't need to go all the way to the barracks as pinned character, because there are lots of slaves there, so I'll be wasting a lot of experience to get past them. But if I don't, I won't be able to level up, so I probably should have gone there initially rather than the dungeon level 5. But yeah, now that I'm here, it would be possible for me to pick up another copy of the Journeyman key, because it has been returned to this location now that I returned it, the Guild and BC. So when I start my next character, I would not need to go here on level 20 Artisan, because I could spank it and just directly transfer it between characters. And it's probably what I'm going to end up doing. Because getting here is a chore, even though it does take time. But if you're not geared up well enough or stuff like that, then at level 20 Artisan you might have difficult time with this Slave Masher. And getting there will be more difficult that way. And wrong side. I think I'll be calling it a day soon. I've been recording for 3 hours now, I guess. And I still need to figure out if the footage is usable or what it needs to be usable. But yeah, let's at least level up once. Excellent work terminating the Twisted Dwarf. Do me a favor and continue the work by ridding the depths of any more that you may see. He reaches in his pack and hands you a tome. Are you taking aerobics? Oh, he's a joker. Tomb of Entrance, neutral. At least the reward is quite good. Yeah. Oh, this is going to be so valuable. 7,599. Requires Artisan level 79 to equip. 18 strength, 12 intelligence, 12 wisdom, 16 constitution, 10 charisma, and 18 dexterity. 200 item, 3 swings, critical hit 1.5. 12 attack, 9 defense, damage multiplier of 2. And I think it's possibly even Mutinite. No, it's Adamantite. Okay, so it goes through that weapon resistance. Because my dagger of stealth is considered to be a steel weapon, I think. No, iron weapon, and I need steel against bear rats. And after steel there's the adamantite, and after adamantite comes mutinite. Or I could use items that mimic spell effects and deal damage that way. I think lethal contents required level 48 artisan. No, it's 35 these days. It's a 48 warrior. We'll actually start wearing these soon. That's 1 strength, 1 dexterity, 6 attack and 3 defense, so basically 10 attack and 7 defense. Compared to my leather gloves, which is 3 attack. Can't wait. And Cloak of Night. Yeah, I don't have the mental stats for it, but this would be an awesome item. Makes us invisible, allows us to cast Summon Shade 5 times. Or was that the number of how many cloaks there are in store? I guess the number of charges could be higher. But it also gives 2 decks, 3 and 3. So basically 7 attack and 7 defense. It's great. But it's just a fixed number of them. Do you have anything new here? Not really. So let's bank the money. Reflect on our performance today, which is now artisan level 33. We found some gear. We are now 18 years of age. We were I think 16 when we started, so all those useless deaths means that we've taken on some unnecessary age. I seem to have hit the level where I now gain 2 hit points per level, so I'm guessing it was 30 as an artisan. 31, can't say. We advanced the main plot line quite a bit. I think it was... was it only 2 quests or 3? We had the slave driver and then we had the Normals. So I'm guessing 2. And in library we now have a lot of more items here that we know of. Let's see what it says about here. One of these items have been found. Unknown source in the city just today. So it does not actually tell us what drops this, but I think it's Nastrums, because they seem to drop items of the artifact type. And I think this is an artifact. This made by Mad Artificer Dallin. So we should be able to get these and unicorn horns from Nastrums, I think. Does it say anything about this last one from an unknown source in the city, because we got it from a quest. Had I come here and checked it before, it might have been able to tell me what actually drops it, so that I could have started to farm them more actively. And Potion of Fitness was outcast on level 3. I might need to start killing outcasts more. And what about this one? Slave. That's interesting. And Rowdy drops this one. This is unknown source, but I found 2 of these already. So what drops this then? Unknown source probably means invisible creature. So it's either a mage or the brown tyke. Guessing it's one of the mages. Do we know about Tombs of Agility? Unknown monster on level 2. So possibly not a mage. So I need to kill mages to get that gear, I guess. And I do need that sea invisibility to do it better. There aren't really any good quests here we could complete. And some of these quests are just horrible. But yeah, let's hold the recording and wish you something good in the future by saying until next time. Bye!